Hello, this is my first YouTube video ever. Um, I'm going to briefly discuss um, what I experience, which seems to be congruent with some of the symptoms and ways in which dissociative identity disorder manifests itself. Um, so, on a regular basis, I experience dissociation from my body, from reality, to the point of I've heard of, or I know of a um, kind of coping mechanism called maladaptive daydreaming, which at various times I've done a hell of a lot. I've done just gone on these just fantasies. If you don't know what that is, it's when you essentially you leave reality, um, and you in your own mind go into this kind of fantasy world. Where for me, I was like this spiritual hero who was like on the path to like spiritual enlightenment and like trying to free the world of ignorance, and everything was like life. It almost felt like a kung fu movie, sort of. Not really. It was just more weird in my own head the way I made it. Um, so, so that's that. Back to what I was saying. So that's one way. It, my dissociation gets that bad, and it's 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 a, I mean it's to the point where I fear really like doing normal things, normal things, going to school, getting a job. I have ample opportunity to go out and apply to jobs, and do that type of thing. By the way, I'm 18 years old. I'm 18 years young. Uh, um, but so I'm at that weird transition phase between high school and college and adulthood. Um, so it's like I'm at that phase where it's like, all right, it's time to go out in the world and all this stuff, but the shit up here is like, it's like, no, dude, like, nope, you can't do any of that. Um, so uh, the purpose of this video is being my first video is just to kind of set the stage for just some of the shit that I experience. Um, I being this being, I don't really have a stable sense of self, a stable sense of who I am, what I am, what I like, the types of things that are normal, normal. Um, so that being said, well, or I guess going back to um, the dissociative identity disorder thing. I've heard it described less as alters, or not less as alters. If you experience distinct different personalities, then I can't argue that. If that's what you experience, that's what you experience, and that's your experience. My experience of what I what I will not name, because I haven't, been officially diagnosed with anything. It's just this thing, this pervasive thinking and way of being, um, which is similar to, or I would describe it as similar to what I've read dissociative identity disorder is like, which is that as opposed to different, multiple people living in the same person, which again, if that happens to you or someone you know, I can't argue that because I'm not them and I haven't experienced them. I've experienced myself, and in myself, I would describe my, waking conscious experience as what I read in dissociative identity disorder was, or could, can be described as, which is as opposed to, multiple distinct personalities, it's more like different self states where you are yourself, but it's like, it's like here's the whole you. Now imagine it just kind of sometimes slowly, sometimes, well, how exactly it happens doesn't matter. But, here's the whole you, and imagine, one piece is here, one piece is here, 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 and here. And the you that you experience is just kind of like sort of aware of all of these pieces, but not really connected. He's just looking at them. He just is aware that there's all these pieces. There's this one here, this one here, this one here. I have this feeling when I think about this, and this feeling when I think about this, but there's no congruence. There's no, I don't know if that's the right word. Integration was the word I was looking for. There's no integration. It's just this. I am just this mess, or I experience myself as this just this consciousness that is aware of its own experiences, but there's no connection. There's no, when I was 6, this happened, and then that led to this, and then when I was 7, this happened, and I did this for a few years, and this is what I liked, and it it kind of, and I understand that most people don't have a very, in other words, if you're watching this, you might say, well, I don't really have a very clear picture of a very kind of clear timeline of my life, but it's like I can't. It's a to that I say I understand, and I think I think it's a matter of scale. Like like I can look back at certain events, and it feels like it wasn't me who experienced them. It quite literally feels like it was someone else. Someone else, some other part of me that I am not identified with. I don't know how much sense that makes, but that is the nature of my waking experience, which leads to some gnarly, just ways that I see the world. It's such a struggle. So I don't know. Just because it's about at the 10-minute mark, I'm gonna end it in this video. But there will be more coming where I describe, go on different rants and describe, not rants, but you know, just describe this and that about my the laptop screen just went dead for a second. That's what that was. Um, different aspects of my what I experience, and as my own self discovery kind of goes along, I'll I'll kind of document it, I guess, if I can do that. Um, well, if you watch this, then or if you are watching this, continuing to watch this, thank you. Um, Thank you for watching, and I hope you maybe heard